Hello everyone, welcome to the book and notes. This video is part 4 of chemistry class 11, chapter 3, the periodic classification of elements. In this video we will provide you the best handwritten notes. So you are first advised to watch the video till last and then download the PDF from the description box, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe the video among your friends to motivate us. Let's start electronic configuration and the types of element S, P, D and F blocks. Question is there, helium belongs to S block 1s2, but it is positioned in the P block along with group 18 element. Explain why. An answer to this question is, since helium has completely filled valence shell, that is 1s2, and as a result it exhibits the property of other noble gases, so it is positioned in the P block along with other group 18 elements. Now another question is there, why do we place hydrogen separately at the top of the periodic table? And the answer to this question is, since hydrogen has only one s electron, hence it can be placed in group 1 as alkali metal, but it can also gain an electron to achieve a noble gas configuration, and hence it can also behave as group 17 element. Thus it is placed at the top of periodic table separately. Now let us come to s block elements. The element in which the last electrons enters in the s orbital of their respective outermost shell is called s block element. The general electronic configuration of the element of this block is ns1 to 2, where n can be equals to 1 2 3 etc. Thus the valence shell configuration of alkali metals is ns1 and alkaline earth metal is ns2. The s block elements are soft metal with low melting and boiling points. Because of their lower ionization enthalpy, these metals are highly reactive and hence never be found in pure state. They lose the outer electron readily and form +1 in alkali metal and +2 in alkaline earth metal. The metallic character and the reactivity of S block element increases as we go down the group because the distance between the valence electron and the nucleus increases. Now, alkali metals such as potassium, rubidium, and cesium are used in photoelectric effect due to their low ionization enthalpy. Now, let us come to p block elements. The p block elements, the element in which the last electron enters in any of the p orbital of the respective outermost shell, are called the p block elements. Since a p subshell can accommodate maximum 6 electron, thus 6 group, that is group 13 to group 18, belongs to this block. The outermost electronic configuration of this element varies from ns2 np1 to ns2 np6 in each period. In other words, the general electronic configuration of element is ns2 np1 to 6. At the end of each period there is a noble gas element with a closed valence shell, that is ns2 np6 configuration, and all the orbital in the valence shell of the noble gas are completely filled by electrons, and it is very difficult to alter the stable arrangement by addition or removal of electrons. The p block elements are generally non-metal, but some metals and metalloids are also present. The non-metallic character increases from left to right along a period, but the metallic character increases on moving down the group of this block. The p block element have very high electron gain enthalpy and very high ionization energy. Both property increases on moving left to right and decreases down the group. Now let us come to d block element. The element in which the last electron enters in one of the inner d orbitals are called d block elements. Since there can be maximum 10 electrons in the d subshell, so 10 groups, that is 3 to 12 groups, belongs to this block. The general electronic configuration of element of d block is n-1 d1 to 10 ns0 to 2, and the d block elements are all metals. The D block elements mostly formed colored ion, that is, they exhibit variable valence, that is oxidation state, and paramagnetism, and oftenly used as catalyst. The exception of D block elements are zinc, cadmium, and mercury, which have electronic configuration, that is N-1 D10 NS2, and they do not show most of the property of the transition elements. Now let us come to transition elements. Those elements which have partially filled d orbital in their elementary form or in their commonly occurring oxidation state. For being transition element, the d block orbital must not be fulfilled. That is, d must be 1 to 9. All the d block element are the transition element except zinc, cadmium, and mercury, because the d orbital is fulfilled. Here the d orbital is fulfilled. The transition element act as a bridge between the highly reactive S block and the less reactive elements of group 13 and 14, and they show transition in the behavior and hence known as transition elements. Now let us come to F block elements. The element in which the last electron enters in F orbital of anti-penultimate shell are called F block elements. These are also called inner transition elements. The F block elements are called inner transition element because of the filling of inner penultimate or anti-penultimate N-2 shell by the last electron. This block contains two series called 4F and 5F series, each of which contains 14 elements. The lanthanoid series. The element of 4F series from atomic number 58, that is cerium, to atomic number 71, that is lutetium, are called lanthanoids. An actinoid series. Elements of 5F series from atomic number 90, that is thorium, to atomic number 103, that is lawrencium, are called actinoids. The general outer electronic configuration of these elements is N-2 F1 to 14, N-1 D0 to 2, NS2. The F block elements are all metals. Actinoids exhibit a large number of oxidation states because of the comparable energy of 5F, 60, and 7s orbital, and hence their chemistry is more complicated as compared to corresponding lanthanoids. However, the most common oxidation state exhibited by F block element is +3. All the actinoids are radioactive in nature, and the first three elements, that is thorium, proactinium, and uranium, are natural. But from neptunium to ununbium, that is atomic number 112, are synthetic, that is man-made by the nuclear reaction. Now let us come to transuranium element. The elements after uranium are called transuranic or transuranium element. Now let us come to metal, non-metal, and metalloids. Metals. Metal comprise more than 78% of all non-element and appear on the left side of the periodic table. Metal are generally solid at room temperature, with an exception of mercury, that is liquid at room temperature. Metal have high melting and boiling point except gallium and cesium, as they have low melting point, that is 303 Kelvin to 302 Kelvin respectively. Metal are good conductor of heat and electricity. Metal are malleable and ductile. Now let us come to non-metals. Non-metal are present only in the p block and occupy the top right side of the periodic table. Although p block also have some metals and metalloid, non-metal are usually solids or gases at room temperature. Exception, bromine is liquid at room temperature. Non-metal have low melting and boiling point, exception boron and carbon. Non-metal are poor conductor of heat and electricity, exception diamond and graphite respectively. Now let us come to metalloids. The element which shows both the property of metals and non-metal are called semi-metal. Examples are silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, and tellurium. Metalloid form a zigzag line which separates metal from non-metal.